Hey, business owners, are you ready for your 1099s to be filed with the IRS? They're due by the end of January for most 1099s. Hey, I'm Christy Varner. I'm a virtual CFO and profit and business success coach, and I'm here today to walk you through the basics of 1099s. So buckle up and listen. If you're a business owner, this applies to you and to me. Okay, so we're going to just simply go through the old-fashioned who, what, where, when, why, how. Make it simple. Who? Business owners. Anyone who runs a business, this applies to. What? We have to submit 1099s to the IRS. It's Form 1099 to the IRS for anyone that we pay for a service or rent or royalties more than $600 in a year. So if you paid someone for services in the last year more than $600, listen up because this applies to you. And there are more things than just rent and royalties, but for those of us who run our businesses online, especially, service providers are probably our biggest thing. So when I'm saying service providers, be thinking through who those are that provide services to you. That's your VA, your business coach, your CFO, your bookkeeper, attorney, graphic designer, website design, OBM, all of those different services that you may have paid would be a service provider. And then also if you have a space that you lease, that would be rent, or royalties that you pay, that would also apply. And there are some other things too. Definitely encourage you to go on the irs.gov website. Just put in the search bar 1099 and you can get more information. Okay, the next question are who, what, where, what do I do with these 1099s? Well, where you submit them to both the IRS and the service provider. So you're going to give a copy to the person that provided those services to you greater than $600, and also to the IRS, all of them. When? If it's for services provided, for the most part, it's going to be due January 31st. If you paid rent, that is due at the end of February if you file by paper, end of March if you file electronically, and same with royalties. Now, rent and royalties are on their own 1099 form called 1099-miscellaneous, MISC, or MISC. And then the one that we're going to talk about most today is the 1099 NEC, non-employee compensation. So this applies to anyone who you paid for services that was not an employee. I should have said that from the get-go. Okay, we talked about who, what, where, when. Now let's talk about why. Why would the IRS do this? Well, what the IRS is doing is they are matching up the amount of money that is reported by people as their income to what we say we paid to them. It helps keep everybody on the straight and narrow and helps the government make sure that they're capturing all of their money. So they're going to match up the 1099s that they receive against the tax returns that they receive. So the next question is how. Now that you're like, oh gosh, Christy, I think this does apply to me. Let me give you 4 simple steps for how this works. And I made a little decision tree because it just helps me to do that. And so it may help you too. I'm happy to send this to you if you let me know that you want it. But for right now, I'm just going to share my screen so that you can see that. Okay, I think I shared. Actually, I'm going to take myself out so that it can be even bigger. Okay, so this is very simple. 1099, yes or no? What did you pay for? So what we talked about is that rent, services, and royalties are the main things that we're talking about. If you paid for products, you can eliminate that right away. So you can get that off. So step 1 is to find the people that you paid for services, rent, or royalties more than $600 in 2021. or in the prior year. If you happen to be watching this in 2023, it'd be for 2022. So for whatever year. Okay, then you want to eliminate those that you paid with a credit card. So we go down to, did you pay over $600? Yes. If it's no, you have no 1099 to give. Do you love I do smiley faces? Just a happy girl. How did you pay? If you paid with credit card or PayPal, you have no 1099 to give. You're done. If you paid with cash, check, debit card, ACH, or wire, then you continue on. The next question, so step 3, once you have this list of people, the step 3 is, do they qualify for 1099 or for 1099s? And you'll find that information out by looking at their W-9. If you haven't requested a W-9 from the people that you paid, you're going to need to request W-9s. It's a very standard thing. And most likely you have filled out W-9s for people, and maybe you knew why they were using it and maybe you didn't. But what they're looking for is your business entity type, your tax identification number, and your address. All of that matters. So right here, we ask, is it for an S Corp or a C Corp? Because those boxes, it's in line 3 of the W-9, that's where it tells what kind of entity they are. So if you are an LLC, just taxed regularly as a sole proprietor or as a partnership, then you will still qualify. If they checked S Corp or C Corp, then no 1099 to give. If the answer is, if they said yes to C Corp or S Corp, then there's no 1099 to give. If they say no, they're one of those others, then you do have a 1099 to give them, and you're going to need that information. So then you're going to prepare You're going to prepare the 1099. And how do you do that? What is the way to do that? You can do this several different ways. If you have an accountant or a CFO or a bookkeeper, ask them. They may very well be doing this for you already, or it may be an extra service that you can ask them to provide. Also, if you are doing QuickBooks Online, which is the accounting software that I prefer for most of my clients to use, then you just go under taxes on the dashboard and you'll see 1099s right there. There's actually a 1099 wizard to make this easy. You can also just DIY it yourself. If you don't have all that stuff together, you're not even on accounting software, whatever happened. I get it. No judgment. Go back through your checkbook and look for all the money that came out via debit card, cash, ACH, and wire. You can ignore your credit card. Okay, but you might be saying, wait, I'm a service provider. Am I going to get these 1099s? Yes, you are. I will. And most of us who mostly I deal with service providers, if you provide products, you're not going to. But if you provide services, you will be receiving these 1099s and you will be asked to fill out a W-9. So now you know what they're asking for, and you'll know that the government is going to match the income that you report to the 1099s that you receive. One caveat I will say is, regardless of whether or not it's a C Corp or an S Corp, you do go ahead and report attorney's fees. I don't know why they get specially marked, but they do. Okay, so I know that was quick, so I want to do a little recap for you, just to have these takeaways so you can remember. So the takeaways are, if you're a business owner, you are required to file Form 1099, NEC, or miscellaneous for rent and royalties, but primarily NEC, for any service providers that you paid via debit card, cash, wire, ACH, any of those, more than $600 during the prior calendar year. It's due by the end of January.
Sorry, I'm still not sure about that.
Oh my goodness, sorry. It's due by the end of January, and you will have to submit those. You can do it online or by paper. And then when you are done, you can celebrate. File these things away in your tax folder for next year. It's over. You're done. And do you need to stress? Last question. No. This is not hard. I promise you, this is not hard. Even if you have to DIY it, you just need to go back through, start it now, block out an hour of time on your calendar, go back through, find your service providers that you paid greater than $600. If you don't have your W-9s, email them. They will send those right over. And then it's as simple as filling it out, getting it over to the service providers and to the IRS, and then check that off the list and file those away. I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, I'm always happy to help. If you'd like to have a copy of my drawn out basic decision tree, then just drop that in the comments, DM me, however you want to reach out to me, Christy@victoryadvisory.com. I would be so happy to send that to you if you're more of a visual learner, like clearly I am. Anyway, I enjoyed this. And if you enjoyed this, I would love for you to join me on the next one. Thanks a lot.